I saw his presentation the other day that he was talking about how you can make so much money that you start questioning making money anymore. A dream. This is a dream. Have to put the work. Have to put the hours. And speaking about hours, I was listening to whatever podcast the other day, and they have this psychologist on the show where he talked about the fundamental rule of attraction. And what he said was people want what they want, but not what wants them. And I really had to step back and let that information sink in for a moment. Because it really made me think. It really made me question me and question and sort of relate my previous experiences to what he said. And what I realized is basically that we always look for a version of us in someone. What do you say about this?
By different aspects of your life and different aspects and stages and experiences in your life, they equally will impact on your choices. What I mean by that, when I was 20, I wasn't looking for something like a long-term relationship at that point because I was still young. I still want to see the world, see what's out there, gain my experiences, learn things. Of course, I wanted in the future to have that. This is
the balance.
This is the balance. However, sometimes when we look for a relationship, we're not quite clear about how we want things and what kind of relationship we would like to have and what is actually in our mind and what we're saying, do they match?
I think that you're talking from the female perspective because you never know what you want.
Yeah. That's why it's more complicated.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense now. Thank you. Right. Coming back to our show. So it's very true though. It is very true because if you do really know what you want, then you're very clear to what what you say and what your expectations to someone. But when you're young, you don't really know what you are, and your whole your whole presence in this world. You don't have any experiences. You don't know what to do, what job to choose. Where do you see yourself? How can you choose your perfect partner? Is nearly impossible. And I think there's a lot of things that you should take into consideration. But for, let's say, it's in a long-term relationship, a key factor, maybe a small things that you can do to make that time up, or be able to, when you say I don't have time to do X activities, especially in the long term, then you need to make that effort, even if it's like a small text throughout the day. Just checking in, how's your day? Even the small gestures, I find that are the most critical ones and the most important ones as well. Because it's the things that we have to, praise someone for what they've done. Because if you agree with me that in a long-term relationship, find someone we have them, as guarantee. Well, we have this person anyway, and we stop giving them the right attention, the right affection, and this is the start of the downfall.
And because we take them for granted, that's why when you're in that state, you are too comfortable in your skin and too confident that you've done your part and now you don't have to do anything to build up in that relationship because you know that this person is not going to go anywhere.
For sure. And I was listening to a podcast, Jordan Peterson and HC podcast they had the other day, and they did have this exact conversation about those topics. And one of the interesting things that they mentioned was if you don't have time for someone, tell them why. Because for me to tell you why I don't have time for, X thing, it's different to just show you that I'm not interested in you or spending any time with you. Do you see the difference, the dynamic of that?
Yeah, because if you don't explain the reasons, then it might come across trying to find reasons just to like cover it up.
Okay,
And it won't come up like as being honest to them.
for sure. And that is very important, especially when you run your own business. When you are an entrepreneur, when you don't have time. Take me, for example. I'll put myself out there, you know, I'm doing something, I'm doing this. You see me, I'm working 24/7, every waking hour, 7 out of 7. I don't go out anymore. Yeah, I don't remember when was the last time. I don't remember how it was to have fun because all I do is work, work, work. And I mean, that's part of me, who I am, because this is the road I chose. And I very much enjoy what I do because this is how I expected myself to be in the future. So I had to make a decision, and this is my decision. But coming back to the relationship thing, is very difficult to be in a relationship where you uh, have your own thing going on, especially early days when you're building something from scratch, because it requires so much attention, so much time. You don't have enough time, and I don't see me to have any time to involve someone else in my life. Because here's the thing, I don't want to put them under these circumstances to have expectations from me. Because if I don't have time for anybody, then it won't be fair for someone to be in my life right now. However, having said that, there's always, I'm not going to convince someone to be in my life. If they want to be in my life, that is fine, but they need to understand the
And what kind of state
circumstances
you are.
that I am. I can't be out all the time. I can't be on my phone every time. I wake up to 30 plus messages every single day. It's impossible. I don't even have time for my family, let alone. I understand it's very important to say those things to someone. And especially if someone's like me out there, that they can relate, it's difficult to find that right person to go along with your things on how you go through on day life.
And to understand really, because sometimes it's not because you don't want to give them your time. It's just because you have limited time, because you've set your goals high and your expectations, and you're trying to achieve the things that you want from you.
For sure. And I think another interesting question is, what does make someone successful? And how is a successful person? Is it money? Is it fame? Is it freedom? Is it whatever it is, whatever you make of? Because we all have a different version of being successful. I can be successful just by spending time with my family. I can be successful where I'm traveling all the time and I feel free. So I believe everybody has a different version of being successful in their own lives.
Yeah, it's a different translation in their minds, as we're all individuals and we all want different things from ourselves. And for example, for me is developing my career, all my goals. So these goals are different for every single person out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't judge someone based on what they do. I listen to my previous podcasts because I really want to know the things I'm doing right, the things I'm doing wrong. Any feedback is appreciated. So make sure you go comment on our YouTube channel. So yeah, I review myself and I see the things that I'm doing wrong. Is a vocal image, is a anything else production wise. And one of the things that really helped me, and great mentor of mine, is Alex Hormozi. And I saw his presentation the other day that he was talking about how you can make so much money that you start questioning making money anymore. And one of the interesting things that he said is how you proprietary yourself, the things that you say. And we're not here to just stop pointing fingers and be these people on how to do this, and you should do that, and you should follow this example. Because there's a lot of gurus who's just pointing fingers, and then they almost like shouting at you and say, you're doing this wrong in your life, you don't deserve this, you should do this. And I think this is very bigoted, and I don't want to sound like that. And instead, what I promise to myself and I promise to you guys is, I'm going to change our reality. I'm going to change the way that we do things here. And from now on, I'm going to start putting as much value as possible, because this is what we're here for. And I'm going to try to put myself through these experiences, or at least talk through experiences that I've gone through previously. And instead of say how you should do this, I'm going to say how I did this. Because, there's a lot of people that might find themselves to be related to the things that I've gone through. Or if not, then that's fine. The last thing that I want to say, I want to do is just to be that person to tell you,
what to do.
Because it's not my job. It's nobody's job. That is the thing. And another great thing that he said during the presentation is the actual steps that you take as a entrepreneur guy or girl, whatever. And the more that he explained those things, the more that made sense. Because everybody, no matter the industry, no matter what you're doing in your business, everybody's going through the same 6 steps.
Kind of like principle.
Kind of like principles. That's exactly right. Uninformed optimism, which uninformed optimism is, you see something on the internet, or you listen to someone, and you sort of have this image. They sell you the dream. They sell you the vision. For the sake of this example, I'm going to name dropshipping, for example, because I've done it myself. I know a few things, so I can tell how I did it. Okay, so you see someone who's selling you the vision, and you're getting hooked by this. Okay, and they say that you can make 10 G's a month, and just easy money and all this stuff. 2 months in, you find yourself in the informed pessimism, which means that you understand now the difficulties that it has. How difficult it is to start something your own and actually make money. It takes a lot of discipline, takes a lot of time. Sometimes luck takes place as well. But I don't believe in luck. I believe in my skills, in my capabilities, and the amount of time and effort I put in, and actually on the quality of work that I'm doing as well. Then you find yourself in crisis of meaning. You start questioning yourself. 6 months in, you don't see any results.
Is it worth it?
Does it worth it? Does he, it's just
Am
draining.
I wasting my time?
Am I wasting my time? Draining my finances? What am I doing in my life? Should I spend more time with my family, my kids? What am I doing? What should I do? Then you find this next top thing, someone else perpetrated on the internet, on how you can make easy money. Everything is easy nowadays. Everything is like, do 5 minutes of work for a month and make 100 grand, and just retire. And it's never that case. It's never the case. You find yourself crash and burn. What is crash and burn? You do something else all over again, following the same patterns. Then, if you say that no matter what, I'm gonna push forward, no matter what it is, no matter what it takes, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna be here, push forward throughout the difficult times, throughout the obstacles, and then you find that you are in the informed optimism. Okay, and then the longer that you're pushing through in one thing, the more success you're gonna find out in your career. And this is what Alex Hormozi said in his presentation. By the way, it's not my words, so for any copyright issues. Okay, so that's out there. And it's very true.
It is true.
Because if you put some efforts in 9 things, they're never going to work out.
No.
You can't be the person to say, I'm just going to wait until one of the 9 things I do start making money. And then I'm going to focus all my time to this thing so I can make money. Instead, what he said was pick one thing and do just that one thing and do it good.
Which makes sense.
Which makes tons of sense.
Because you're going to give your 100% on one thing, and instead of giving 5% there, 10% there, 5% there, and just not be completely 100%.
Yeah. And for me, you have to do what it takes. And if you don't have strong foundations, you're never going to make it. Why? Because after the next period of time, you're going to start questioning yourself. Exactly. Crash and burn. You're going to start questioning yourself. You're going to start convincing yourself that it's never going to work. And this is the most important and critical part of our lives, and part of the entrepreneurship life. Whoever out there is following the same footsteps. And for me, this is where we are coming from, and this is where we focusing on, and this is what we're gonna do. But I asked myself, and I said, no matter what it is, no matter the conditions, I promised myself, and I gave myself this is the thing, real stuff. I gave myself promise before anything else, because I said, no matter what it is, I'm gonna make this work. I have to. No, I will. Mark my words.